Okay, in this video I'm gonna show some improvements that I made on the application. I put some remember me checkbox, so it's gonna save the username and password when you log in one time. So I'm gonna show here. You click enter. Now we have two buttons for logout and close without logout. If we click this second one here, it's gonna show the Superfly, the username and the password, and also the continue button, so you can click and continue and it's logged. If you click on back, it's gonna show this message here. You have to choose one of the two buttons, so I'm gonna go back without logout. Now if you go back and close the application and open again, it saved your username and also your password. So if you wanna now log out, you click on continue, click on logout. It's gonna be now enter, but because you have the remember me here, it saved your username and password. So uncheck this, and now you're gonna enter. Now close without logout, because the checkbox is unchecked. We don't have the username and password, but we are still logged in because the continue button is here. So if you close the application and come here again, you also can enter without have to put the username and password. So you click on continue, you're logged in the application. Now if you log out, it's gonna show the enter button and you need to enter again the username and password. So as asked by VJ Scene, I'm gonna show how I made this. I put here on the PowerPoint. So on the profile screen, we are going to save under time database. When you click on logout button, we're gonna save under the tag logged in the value logout, but you can put anything here. You can put no. If it's not logged in, you store the value no. We're gonna change the username text to no username, and the picture I changed to a picture that I put here on the screen profile. I put this image here, but it's invisible. It's gonna appear invisible. It's just gonna appear in the place of the profile screen just when you log out. So it's gonna check that invisible image to the image username picture. After that, it's gonna close the screen and go back to screen 1. So the button close, it's gonna store under the same logged in tag here on logout. The value is gonna be yes. What's gonna do here on screen 1, when it's initialized, so the logout button, we're gonna make a if statement, and we're gonna check if the logged in tag is equal to logout. So if it's equal to logout, when we click on logout button, we're gonna set the button enter text to enter. If we click on close button, it's gonna save there on profile screen under the tag login, yes. So here, if the logged in tag is equal to yes, we're gonna set the button to continue. Now this part here is to save the username and password. So for this we're gonna go to the Firebase part. So more in the blocks where we get the password and the username and the image URL from Firebase. We compare here the username from the username text box equal to the username that we get from Firebase, and also the password that we get from Firebase equal to password that the user puts on the text box password. So now what's new is this if statement here. When the checkbox remember me is checked, we're gonna store the same value that we have before, username, image, URL, but now we're gonna save also the password. So we're gonna save the password too, and also we're gonna save a new username under the tag username screen 1 as the same username that we get from Firebase, equal to the username. These two here were before we were saving the username and image URL to send to profile picture to the profile screen. Now we are also saving the password and a new username screen 1 tag that we're gonna need on the profile screen. If it's not checked, we're gonna save the username, we're gonna save the image URL, we're gonna set the username text on the screen 1 for 0, for nothing, and also the password text for nothing. And we're gonna save under the username screen 1 tag that we are saving here also on the checkbox if it's checked. If it's not checked, we're gonna save as nothing and password as nothing. So what's happening is when we check the remember me box, we are saving all this information here to the profile screen. We are saving the username, the password, and the image URL from Cloudinary. If it's not checked, we are not saving the password, we are saving nothing, and we are saving nothing under the tag username screen 1. So back on the screen profile, what we are getting there under the screen username screen 1, we are getting here under the Titan database. So this one here is yellow. So here on screen 1, yellow password and username screen, and here on screen profile we are getting the username screen 1, and also the password we are getting from the screen 1. We are gonna store this as on the same username tag and under the same password tag, and we are gonna send this to the screen 1 back. So when we get back after closing the screen profile, we're gonna get that username screen 1 and set the username text from screen 1 to that username, and also the password text from screen 1. We are saving the password that we get from profile screen. So this thing here we are storing so we can get on screen 1 username. So when we come here and click on close without logout, we have saved here the username and the password. Okay, now on the this is the third part, is the button enter. We have the same logged in tag. So here we are getting the close button, and here we are getting the logout button. So when we click on close button on the profile screen, we're gonna after that make a if statement to see if the checkbox is checked. If it's checked, we're gonna go to the profile. We're gonna go to the profile screen. So what that's doing is exactly this. If it's checked here and we click on if you click on the button enter under the text continue, it's gonna go to the profile screen. Now back there, okay, if it's not checked, we're gonna, if it's not checked here, we're gonna change the username to nothing and the password to nothing. So when we click on continue, it's gonna change there to nothing, but is still logged in. Click on continue. Okay, the other part is the logout button. So when we click on logout, it's gonna go to enter. So we are setting the button text to enter, and we are calling that system that we made on the other videos. That is gonna send the username. It's gonna send the, so the login system is this procedure here, is checking if the username text and the password text is empty. So it's checking if it's empty. If it's empty, we're gonna show that message, enter the username or password. So click here, enter the username and password. If it's not empty, we're gonna go get the value from Firebase under the tag username. So what we put here under username, we're gonna get the value from the Firebase. Okay, the last part we need is in screen 1 after close screen profile. So we have this block here that we get from the control. Sorry, we get from screen 1. When you click here, we're gonna check and get the other screen closed. We're gonna make a if statement. We're gonna get the other screen variable, put if is equal to profile. If it's equal, we're gonna put the same thing that we put here on the initialize event. So if it's logged out coming from the profile screen, you're gonna set the button text as enter. If it's yes, the tag login coming from the profile screen, we're gonna set the text to continue. So we also have the back pressed event. We are closing the application when clicked back on the first screen. This one here is the login system procedure, and that's all you need to make these improvements in the application.